Okay, so welcome everybody, first to this tutorial, and second, today we're gonna go ahead and see how we can filter out all sorts of characters. For example, people tend to use exclamation marks in their passwords, or asterisks, or I don't know, a symbol for a British pound, or I don't know, something else. Whatever. They tend to use these symbols within their passwords, although not a lot of people tend to do this. Most people tend to just type in some sort of a name or a word from a dictionary and a few numbers, unless the service on the other side is actually forcing them to use lower uppercase characters, etc. Now, we need to deal with these things, and how shall we deal with them? Well, think of it this way. What do you have to press on the keyboard to get an exclamation mark? Depending on what sort of keyboard do you use, I suppose, I think this is actually pretty universal. So for an exclamation mark, it's Shift 1, and then you get an exclamation mark. And we need to make a statement which would recognize the state of the Shift key, and if the Shift key is pressed and if the value is the ASCII value of 1 on the keyboard, then please do not type in 1, rather instead please type in an exclamation mark. So let's go about solving this problem. Now there's going to be quite a good deal of these things, and we will perhaps an if statement is not the most efficient one here. Rather instead we will combine the if and switch statements in order to get a better efficiency. So let's go ahead and type in else, then enter, open up these curly brackets. Let's go ahead and do this, write a switch statement as I've shown you previously. So just key here, and then we're gonna enter, and there we go. So let's deal with these cases one by one. Case so just give me a moment. Right, I have the find for the backspace. No, I don't need for the backspace, I need for one. So this case will feature when the value of the key is basically the hexadecimal, the ASCII value of 1, and let's take a look at the ASCII table for 1. ASCII, I've marvelously misspelled that. ASCII table. So which one is it for 1? For 1, it's actually 49. Probably should have begun with 0. Doesn't really matter, we can add it. I just want to show you a demonstration. So it's 49. Where is it? 49 it is. Okay, so case 49 shall go like this. If we need to create the overrides, so if get, I forget about this, I'm just going to go ahead and copy paste it because I'm terrible at writing these things down. So all we want is the state of the Shift key, and what was the hex for Shift key? 0x10. Okay, so 0x. The hex value is 10, but you just write 0 in front of the 0x to symbolize that it is a hexadecimal number, and you would write them in here like this. This is the hexa value for it anyway. So if this is true, I would like you to do this. Right, greater than sign, open quotation marks, type in an exclamation mark, do this, and then just go ahead and well, we can either close the file or not here. I'll probably make this a little bit prettier, but for the time being I just want to do a demonstration of how this works. So let's press Control F11, do the build. Okay, there's there's one keylogger running in the background. Let's go ahead and end the task. Kill it. No more. Let's run it one more time. Okay, so it is running. Let's go ahead and type in some exclamation marks. Hey there. Open up our log file, and there you go. So it says okay, this is from my previous things. Okay, so this is the current one. So exclamation, exclamation, exclamation marks. Hey there at the end. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and select this file and cleanse it, purify it, so I don't have any more of these distractions. And now, from this point on, we just need to keep on making. We just need to keep on building on this switch statement. So we're gonna have a lot of cases, and this will allow us to customize our keylogger towards a keyboard that we would like, or generally. So even if somebody has keys configured differently, it does affect you, but it does not affect you to that extent. I mean, how many different variations can you have with, let's say, Shift 1, 2 at max? So you have two possibilities, and it has to be one of the two. Even though somebody has a different keyboard layout, perhaps it's not an exclamation mark, maybe it's a tilde key or something of a kind. That's what I see on my keyboard anyway. That is a possibility. So just take a look at your keyboards. I mean, literally just pick it up, take a look, and see the numbers from 0 to 1. Well, actually, the way they're laid out in the upper portions of the keyboard, it's from 1 to 0. It goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then you have a 0. And you take a look at these numbers, and then you take a look at these keys, these physical keys, and see what's drawn on them. And look, there aren't that many possibilities. I see 3 things that are drawn on each one of them. One of those 3 things is a number, and the other one is a standard thing which you would use with Shift, and the other one is some other symbol that can be used as well. That's kind of configured, but rarely anybody uses that. They usually use other portions of their keyboard for those symbols, which we are going to deal with here. So anyway, in the follow-up tutorial, I perhaps won't be doing as much talking as I will do the writing out of this long switch statement. There are 2 portions of this switch statement. One is for these special characters, and well, if you want to call them special characters, and the other one is for our keyboard. Is for, let's say, tab, and we need to incorporate caps lock somewhere around here as well. And if we want to, what do we want to be written out when we press Shift? We don't want anything to be written out, or when you press Control or Alt, and so on and so forth. But in any case, this is the approach that I'm going to take. It's not the prettiest of approaches, but it's the one that's the simplest to understand. So look, we have case checking, which we need to upgrade. We will do that in the follow-up tutorial most likely, with the caps lock as well. And down here we have the else statement, which just translates into a switch statement in such a way we have interconnected this entire condition check. And then in the switch statement, we're going to have a good amount of cases which will be custom tuned to deal with particular keys, so to get proper output when you press a certain key. So Shift 1, we wanted to give an exclamation mark. Shift 2, we wanted to give a quotation mark. Shift 3, well, I got no idea what Shift 3 is. Okay, so it's a British pound, and Shift 4, it's a dollar sign, and Shift 5, it's a percentage sign, a caret sign, and ampersand sign, and so on and so forth. So this is what we shall do in the next tutorial. Anyway, I bid you all farewell, and I hope to see you there.